Hello. Today we're going to do a quick demonstration on how to convert a traditional curriculum into an online-only version. Now, one great source for a number of curriculum ideas is this National Neuroscience Curriculum Initiative. You can create an account for free, and they have lots of great options for curriculum. One of them that we're going to be using today is a game which uses different parts of the brain on playing cards to help learners better remember what each part does and where it's located. Now the first step here is to download these playing cards. Now here's a nice PDF that shows the brain region, has a little diagram for it, and additional information. Now the first step you'll need to do then, once you have something like this, any type of cards or images you want to use, is you'll need to use some type of snipping tool. On Windows, it is a snip and sketch. Apple has their own version. Then what you'll need to do is open up this flashcard area that you can see where I've cut all of them into different pieces. So now we have a different flashcard for each piece, and we can go over to this other website. This website called playingcards.io has a number of pre-built games, but it also allows you to build your own. So we're going to scroll to the bottom of this website, and they have an area for a custom room. Here we go. We're going to start a custom room. They have a game demonstration here. We're just going to jump right into it. Enter this room. Now, they're using a standard playing card deck, but we can easily modify that to suit our needs. One of the first things we'll do is we're going to create a custom deck. Here's our custom deck. Now, the original cards are more in vertical orientation. We want to make them into a horizontal orientation because that's how our flashcards already are. So we're going to swap the numbers for the card width and height by putting 160 here, 160 here, and then we're going to put 103 down here. Now, this still might be a little bit too small. You can make it even larger. You can just go like 340 and 216. Pick whatever ratio you like. Another tip that I found helpful is to make sure that the cards do not overlap in the hand, otherwise the diagrams will get covered up and they'll be difficult to see. A final change we're going to make is that we do want the cards to enlarge when someone hovers over them. Some people will be accessing this game on mobile devices, touchscreen devices, or anything with a smaller screen, and it will be helpful if those can enlarge. So, here's our deck. It exists right here, and we have no cards in it right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to edit this deck, and we're going to look at some layers here. The first thing we're going to do is look at layers, and we're going to look at the card back. It comes with this standard, but we've modified it a bit, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to us anymore right now. So we're going to delete this layer, and we're going to upload an image. But first, let's make sure it's stretched to cover the entire card back. Now, here's an image we're going to upload. This one is something I had already made in PowerPoint, and you can make your own card back just with regular text as well. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. So add that there. It doesn't quite fit perfectly, so we can add a little layer to it here. Let's pick blue, and we'll do some nice contrasting sort of light blue like that. There we go. Now I have the back. Now, we're going to go to card data, because the front are all these regular cards. But what we want to do is add our own custom fronts to them. So we can upload images, and the wonderful thing about this is that you can just select all of them just like that, add them, and it'll just start uploading them for you automatically. So you can see we added the entire top row. I could go back in and add the rest of the cards at a later time if I want to. This is just a quick demonstration. I want to make sure that we add each of these cards individually. So the image is there, but we want to make sure that it actually exists in the deck. And we'll just keep going all the way until we use up all the custom ones we've done. So you can still see we have these custom images here. So they're still useful for us. However, right here, now we transition to regular playing cards. So I want to leave that at 0 because we don't need that. Now let's take a look at the layers again really quickly. Now the card face, you can unfortunately tell, is a little bit small. So we want to resize that. We'll just drag it over. There we go. Now all the cards should be like that. Now let's press Done. And here's our deck of cards. So a few of the things we might want to do, there's some leftover stuff from a previous game that already exists on here. So I'm just clicking these, left-clicking, and then removing them. Now, we'll go like this. We can also add an empty card holder, which I think will be helpful because we can hold our cards in there like that. And we can do a few other things. We can do a recall button. Now it's easier to pull cards back when you're done with them. And then we can make other customizations that might be helpful. So maybe we want to add a score counter to it. We can add a score counter over here for this team. We can add a score counter over here for this team. We could even add something that randomizes pieces. So it's sort of like a spinner, and it will pick which number, so whoever on the team of 4 is going to go and take that turn. Okay, we have some customizations here. Let's see how this is going to look. We'll click this button to shrink it, and then we'll click this edit button to go back to the regular view. Let's put that on top of there. Alright, so that's not quite looking how we want it to look. Let's edit this really quickly. There we go. Alright, now those should be nice in their horizontal position. And we're going to recall the cards, okay? So, now what you can do is you see as I hold over it, it'll enlarge, but each student now is going to be able to grab that card, pull it into the secret area that only they can see, and it will automatically flip itself over. So this is their card, no one else can see it. They can hold their mouse over it and see, oh look, this is what I'm trying to get my teammates to guess. And if they get it right, say, look, my point gets 1 team. Alright, who's going to go next? Well, that's sort of a split there. Number 3 is going to go next. So let's recall all these cards. And then number 3 can pull a couple cards and see which one they want to get their teammates to guess. So this has been a quick demonstration on how to convert a more traditional in-person setup with playing cards to an entirely online version that multiple people can access. Now if you want to allow people to access this, all you need to do is press this button down here, and you have your room code. Copy it to your clipboard, send it out in an email, send it out in a text message, and then you can all use it together and play these games as you're teaching. Thank you for your time.